Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is Saturday evening at 2:10 a.m. It's beautiful outside. Going into Sunday morning. It is 57 degrees outside, but it actually feels a little bit warmer than that. And I have on my Be Too Much hoodie from my merch shop, which is super comfy. And we went to dinner earlier tonight for Melissa's birthday, and then we went over to Melissa and Jason's house afterwards. And so I had this hoodie in the back of my car, so I had brought a t-shirt with me, but this is more comfortable, so I changed into this just to like hang out at their house. We were watching old Saturday Night Live clips, and they wanted to see the video where I reacted to that WAP song. And so we just like fast forwarded through that, and we just sat around and talked and stuff. And it was Melissa's, did I say this already? It was Melissa's birthday today. And do you just have one of those days? Do you ever have those days that are just like so good? You know, like the whole day today was just such a great day, and the weather outside was beautiful when I got up. First of all, a couple things. I slept in today. The only thing is my allergies are driving me crazy, but other than, like, I don't even feel like my allergy medicine is helping, but I don't know, maybe it'd be a lot worse if I wasn't taking it. I slept in today because when I got done vlogging last night, I drove around until 4 o'clock in the morning and I finished that book. I was like, I have to finish this book. Like, I can't, like, there's so many books that I want to read. I've downloaded and bought so many books off of Audible. Like, I'm so ready to get into another book, but I wasn't going to DNF it. That means do not finish the book, because I was already like 3 hours into it. Needless to say, I ended up giving the book 2 stars, which was generous, because I thought it was horrible. I thought it was predictable, and I didn't think the characters were that interesting. It was interesting because afterwards I read a couple of the reviews, and it was like, this is not a thriller and whatever, but it's like marketed as a thriller. And if it's not a thriller, like, I don't really understand what it is, except for these like 3 couples that are from London, and they meet in Sarasota, and it's kind of like they're developing relationships. But even some of the stuff like doesn't even make sense. Like, there's this part where the one woman from the one couple like copies everything that this other woman does, like buys the same purse as her, buys the same this as her, buys the same pillows as her. She's like all the same stuff, and like it's kind of this ongoing like theme throughout the book, to where the woman, like, she, like, the other woman brings it to her attention, and then she realizes it, and she confronts her in, like, during the last night. But it's not even like a confrontation. It's just like, hey, I noticed that you have some of the same things as I do. Why do you do that? And she's like, I don't know. I like the things you have. And so I was going to ask you if you cared. And then she's like, oh, no, not at all. And that's like literally it. When it's like this big deal in the book, it makes no sense why it's a big deal. And then the major scene of the book happens like in the last probably 15 minutes of the audiobook. It was horrible. It just really was bad. And the narrator spoke so fast I couldn't even listen to it as fast as I usually listen to audiobooks. And then I was missing stuff and I had to rewind it. So anyway, it was called Rush of Blood. I would not recommend it. I finally finished it last night. And then I pulled into, what is going on over here? There were like these people, and they had the DVD players in the back seat of the car, and they were like watching something. But anyway, they were watching like a cartoon or something. Anyway, then I pulled into the post office. Yeah, they're like, I wonder if they're like on a road trip or something, because they're like watching cartoons in the back seat. I pulled into the post office, and I was like, I think the new Misfortune book came out this week on Audible. and it had come out on the 14th, and I was so excited. So I immediately downloaded it and started listening to it last night. It's Fortune Funhouse by Janet DeLeon. It's, I think, the 19th book in the series. Oh my God, I was so excited. So, because the way that I'm assuming from like what I've seen of her post, like she posts on social media, I'm assuming that what she does is like she writes the book and then she sends it to her editor, and then her editor sends it back to her to proofread it and check it, and then once it's done she sends it to publication. And then she says on there that Audible, the audio version, usually comes out, like the Kindle version and the paperback version are like ready right away. Like you could, like that day, the day that she publishes, I think she self-publishes everything. The day that she self-publishes, you can get the Kindle version and all that kind of stuff right there, right? Do you guys remember, was it the Nook? Does anybody have that anymore? Was that Barnes & Noble's version of the Kindle? Do they even have that anymore? I don't know. But anyway, there was something for a while that they had. So then it takes like 2 to 3 months more to like get it to Audible, because like, you know, the narrator, who is Cassandra Campbell, has to like, she's narrated every one of the Miss Fortune books. She has to like read them and narrate it, I guess, and then it has to be sent, I'm sure, for proofing, and then they put it up there. So it takes like, you know, and I know that when you, because I had my book on Audible, when you go through Audible, like there's this whole thing that has to go up through Amazon to like get it up there and stuff. So anyway, but it's finally over there, and I started listening to it last night, and it felt like home. I was like, I listened to the first half hour, and I was like, oh my God, I am home. I am back in sinful Louisiana, listening to Miss Fortune, to Fortune Redding and Ida Bell and Gertie, and it just was, I don't know, it just was so happy. It made me so happy. Like, I went home last night, and I just was like, I just felt so happy, and got into bed with Alex and the dogs, and I was just in such a great mood, and the fan felt so great. And so anyway, went to sleep in a fantastic mood last night, woke up today in a fantastic mood, and did a bunch of videos and stuff, and then I like wanted to go and run some errands, and so I wanted to go and buy a shirt for tonight at Macy's, because we were going out to dinner for Melissa's birthday. And I ended up going to Macy's, and I bought a couple different shirts. So anyway, some button-down collared, like, pretty shirts, like Ralph Lauren shirts that I can wear to, like, recovery commitment things that I have, and some things that I have to go to that are a little bit more like, it would look nice if I had a, you know, a dressier shirt. So anyway, I bought like a peach colored one, and then I bought this like teal blue, I bought this teal blue one that, hold on. I bought this teal blue one, and that's what I wore tonight, and then I bought a plaid one. And then there was this brand there, I don't know what it's called, Sunshine and Stone or something. They have a lot of tie-dye and stuff. It was really cute. I got a pair of tie-dyed like sweat shorts for the summer, and then a striped shirt, t-shirt. The stuff was really reasonable. The shorts were like 40, but they were marked down to like 24. And then the t-shirts were like 24, and they were marked down to like, I wonder if the stuff was like 50% off, because I got 2 t-shirts. I got a yellow tie-dye t-shirt. It's really cute. Tanya Jean's gonna be real jealous because she loves tie-dye stuff. It was 24 and it was marked down to $12.99, and then the other t-shirt is striped and it was 24 marked down to $12.99. And then I think that's what I got. That's all I got. Yeah, so I got that, and then so for Melissa's birthday, I had this very specific idea of what I wanted to get her for her birthday, and I wanted to get her a silver frame, and I wanted to have something very special engraved on it. So I was like, this is where I was telling Melissa this actually today. I was like, this is where I miss my mom and my aunt, because my mom got stuff engraved all the time for like people's birthdays and when their children were born and stuff like that. And, you know, she would get like, you know, a silver spoon engraved with their, like the baby's name and the birth date and stuff like that. And I don't know where to go for that stuff. And there was a place in Indianapolis called Things Remembered, but it's closed down. I think I was going there, trying to go there in my vlog the other day. Like the one that's on the north side is closed down. So then I went to that accent shop the other day. They didn't have anything there. So today I was like, okay, it was like very specific what I was looking for. So I was like, just go to Hallmark, see if they have something that's kind of like this. And, but you won't be able to get it engraved, and I don't think Hallmark engraves anyway, but I could be wrong. Does Hallmark engrave? If you guys know that, will you put that in the comment section below? I didn't even ask when I was in there today, because they had exactly what I was looking for. Hallmark is, you know what? It's like one of those stores that I like forget about. Like whenever I go in there, I'm always like, okay, Peter, remember Hallmark when you're looking for a gift, because they literally have everything that you could possibly want. For a birthday, for a wedding, they have something cool for everything, you know? For every event that you would need in your life, they have something cool in there. And they also have the most amazing cards. But I had totally, like, forgotten about Hallmark. So I went to Hallmark. I think they were almost closed. And, oh my God, I could have bought so much stuff for myself in there today. They had these beautiful wind chimes and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so I got what I was looking for. And Alex was kind of helping me put this gift together, so we were like talking on the phone and stuff. He had to do some work stuff this morning, but he was home by then, so he was like helping me with it. Then I went to Party City, and I got Melissa a bunch of those Mylar balloons, you know, that say like happy birthday on them. I wanted like the most obnoxious ones in the world, but every single one that I asked for, they were, well, not every single one, but the majority of the ones I asked for, they were like, oh, we're out of that one. So I got her 2 happy birthday balloons. One had this fake red feather boa on it, or like fur, and it said happy birthday. It was real obnoxious. And then the other one just said happy birthday. Then I got like 4 stars. I got like a red, a gold, an orange, and a blue stars, like the shiny ones. And I took those over to her house, and I hung out with her and Jason and her niece for a little bit. And she had gotten a cookie cake from that Blondie's Cookies, which is, well, I think that's local. I think Blondie's Cookies are local. Melissa loves that Blondie's cookie place. So I had a piece of cake, a little cookie cake. And then I went home and I uploaded my review video, because I had done this sangria, tropical sangria tea at Starbucks. It was actually really good. And, oh, I stopped and filled up my gas tank, and I got, Alex wanted a Red Bull, so I got him a Red Bull, and I got myself a Red Bull. This is the summer edition Red Bull, which I was actually going to review on my review channel, but the other day I got one, and I liked it. So, oh, no, this is kiwi apple. But they have a summer edition that looks very similar to this. I wondered why I like this one so well. I didn't, because I like kiwi apple. I didn't dislike the summer one, it just doesn't taste like this. But anyway, Alex always just drinks sugar-free Red Bull. So I filled up my gas tank and I got the Red Bulls, and then I went home and I was showing Alex the stuff that I got, and then we were putting together Melissa's birthday present. Yeah, and then we got ready and we went to dinner. My husband looks so handsome tonight. And we went to Prime in Carmel, which is a steakhouse, and we had a great time. And it was funny because actually somebody that we knew was somebody's brother that we knew was our server. And so that was kind of fun. And yeah, it was a good time. Alex, so I'll go around the table. Somebody said on here that they like when I talk about like what everybody gets to eat. So first of all, when I go to a steakhouse, it's difficult because there's really not a whole lot for me to get. Like a steakhouse, you know, it's like steaks and then it's like sides. So what I typically get at a steakhouse, if we go to like Ruth Chris or Ocean Prime, this wasn't Ocean Prime, this was just Prime. I love Ocean Prime though. But is I usually get a wedge salad with no bacon, and then I get a baked potato. And then Alex and I will split aside like fries, like truffle fries or something. So tonight, I got a wedge salad, which I wasn't real impressed with, honestly. It didn't really come out as a wedge. It came in a bowl, and I just didn't really like it. And there was a lot of dressing on it, and I don't like tons of dressing. I like a lot of dressing, but not on a wedge salad. I don't know why. I'd rather have extra on the side to put on it. And it had these huge, like, huge blue cheese crumbles. So I got a wedge salad, and then I got a side of fries for Alex and I to share. It was a huge side. And then they had a pasta. They had like one vegetarian meal, and it was like this pasta primavera. Is that what it's called? I don't know what it was called. But anyway, it was like kind of like linguine noodles in a tomato sauce. And it had like zucchini in it and mushrooms, which I love mushrooms. And then it had spinach. And I asked him, I was like, I don't like a lot of spinach. So he put light spinach in. I mean, I like spinach, but I don't like it like mixed into like pasta and stuff. But anyway, it was really good. I brought home most of it because by then I just was like not even that hungry for it. Which then we all got dessert too. So I'll tell you about the dessert in a second. Alex got a filet, and then he loves asparagus at steakhouses. He got asparagus and butter, and then he got lobster mac and cheese without the lobster, which I had some of that too because there was no lobster in it, and it was delicious. It was such good macaroni and cheese. And then I can't think what else. Okay, then Melissa, well, he got a dessert, but we'll talk about that in a second. Then Melissa, she loves like a shrimp cocktail, so she got shrimp cocktail. And then she got, what did she eat for her dinner? I think she got a filet. She got a filet, and I don't remember what side she got. She and Jason both got fillets, and then they split sides, and I can't remember what sides they split. I feel like maybe mashed potatoes. They had like garlic mashed potatoes. And then her niece, what did she get? Okay, so she got like more of like a Greek salad kind of thing. It was like tomatoes and mozzarella cheese, like laid out. And then I don't remember what she got. Oh, well, I asked her earlier what she was gonna get, and she said steak. So she had got some kind of steak. And then our friends, Aaron and Eric, he got a shrimp cocktail and they shared it. And then she got some kind of steak, and then he got some kind of steak. I don't know. He wanted to try it. It was like expensive. It was like, if you're a steak lover out there, you'll know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what it is. It's like very expensive steak, and it's like Kygo something, and it's so much an ounce, and I don't know, he got so many ounces, but it just looked like a regular steak to me. And then, okay, I started going in and telling a story about somebody that we had seen in there, and I said their name. So anyway, as far as desserts, so I had this like chocolate chip cookie thing, and Melissa had it too, and so did her niece. Yeah, we were the three cookies. We were the three cookies. And it was like, oh my God, this huge chocolate chip cookie. And then they like put it in like, you know, a skillet kind of thing. And then there was a huge thing of, well, not huge, but there was like a scoop of vanilla ice cream in the middle. And then they took chocolate syrup and they poured it all over this. Oh, come on, don't do this to me now. Come on, get back, there we go. And then Alex had cheesecake. And it was really good. I had a bite of it. And, I also had a cup of coffee. It was so delicious. And then, Jason did not get a dessert. Erin got, I can't remember what she got for dessert. What did she get? Well, her husband Eric got cheesecake. God, what did Erin get for dessert? Oh, come on, camera. She got creme brulee. Come on. And that was the only one I didn't taste, so I don't know. I hate when this camera does this. Goes out of focus. Come on. Hold on. Silly thing. Anyway, so we got there about 8:30 and we stayed there till about 11. And, it was still pretty busy when we left. There were still quite a few people there at tables and stuff, you know. It's a really pretty place. It's like low lit and they have candles on your table, you know, like the tall candles and stuff. It was pretty. And then afterwards, Aaron and Eric went home and we went back to Melissa and Jason's and we just kind of hung out there, like I said, and we watched like silly video clips and just laughed and told stories and hung out with the dogs and stuff. It was really nice. Her mom was there actually. Her mom was there when we got home, and so we hung out and talked to her mom for a second, and she had been there like watching the dogs to take the dogs out and stuff like that, and so we talked to her mom for a second, and yeah, it was nice. It was a really nice evening. Can I just tell you that I am so in love with my front porch patio. Now, I went to Walmart the other night with Tanya Jean. Well, I told you guys on here about that. And Alex was like today, he goes, okay, we don't need any more plants. I was like, for the back patio we do. And he was like, I know, but he goes, yes, for the back patio we need more plants, but not for the front patio. He's like, we have enough plants out here already. I said, it looks really nice. He goes, it looks the best it's ever looked. It looks really nice. He goes, but we don't need any more plants out here. I was like, I would totally agree with that. But the other night when I was at Walmart, I bought 2 new plants. And one of them is these like tropical leaves. And then it has like geraniums or something in it. And then it has like this stuff, kind of like this greenery hanging out the bottom of it. It's really pretty. And then I also bought these daisies. I think I talked about that the other day. They look like those big Gerber daisies. But I put them on the patio. I watered all my plants today. And it just, everything looks so pretty. It looks so pretty up there. And it makes me so happy to sit out there. I'm just like, oh my God, I love it so much out here. So yeah. Kind of obsessed with my reading spot for the summer. Well, actually, it's going to be my reading and TV spot when Alex goes to bed. But I'm going to sit out there. I was actually going to go home tonight. I may listen to a little bit of the Miss Fortune book. But like I can speed right through those books. Like I can finish those books in like a day and or 2. Since I just started it yesterday, I haven't finished it, but like I can finish those books a day or 2 if I listen to them consistently. I just bought 2 new books on Audible tonight. Well, I pre-ordered one of them. It's the new Julie Murphy book that's coming out. It's called Pumpkin, and it's the 3rd book in the Dumpling series. And I'm really excited about reading it. Well, Dumpling is not like a series, but like when you buy a book like on Goodreads or on Audible, if you're an avid reader, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not like part of a series, but it'll say like book 3 in the Dumpling, because it's all like the same characters. It's like Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. It's like that's the Creekwood series, they call it. So it's like, even though it's not called the Creekwood series, that's like they're all the same characters are from the same town. So. And then I bought another book of hers that I think it's called Sweet Pea, and I think it's a middle grade book actually. But Julie Murphy is one of my favorite authors of life, and I want to have read everything that she has put out. So like that's important for me, which is why I also need to go in and read Angie Thomas's last 2 books. Well, she just had a new one that came out like 6 months ago that I heard is really good. And then the book before that, On the Come Up, I had a hard time getting into that book though. I think that was also because I just didn't listen to it very consistently. When I don't listen to a book, like, if I just listen to a book like 20 minutes a day, it takes me forever. I don't care how good the book is. It takes me forever to like get through a book. But when I like listen to a book for like an hour a day or an hour and a half, like I'm really into it. Like I can't wait to get into the car and like listen to my book. By the way, I have this ongoing list of shows that I need to watch on streaming services. Can you guys give me all the shows that you think I need to watch? Now let me tell you, okay, for me, you can recommend anything. You can recommend a comedy and I'll put it on the list. But I really like to watch either like dramatic shows that you can't stop watching, but my favorite is like true crime documentary series or just documentaries, or some kind of like series like that. Right now, I don't even know what the names of these series are. Well, I have Them, that's gonna be what I finish first because I've already started watching that and I'm like 3 episodes in and I stopped watching it. And then I wanna watch The Woman in the Window, which is the A.J. Finn book that I read several years ago that I loved that book, and they made it into a movie and finally released it on Netflix, so I'm gonna watch that. It's like trending right now on Netflix. And then Cruel Summer, I really want to watch because I've heard great things about that. And then I can't remember what else I have written down. There is a show. I read this article about it. It's with Ethan Hawke, and it has something to do with the Underground Railroad. Do you guys know what show I'm talking about? I just wrote it down tonight. It's like 3 words, like In Troubled something, or something like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's supposed to be fantastic. it talks about like Harriet Tubman in there and Harper's Ferry. It's supposed to be a really, really, really amazing show. And it's on some, but like a lot of these shows are on channels like I have never heard of before. The channel was called like Echo or something. Do you guys know the show I'm talking about? Maybe it's got River in it or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be really good though. And I want to watch that. And then Wentworth will be coming out later this summer. It's the final season. Here's the thing, like with Wentworth, I love Wentworth and I'll watch it and I'll power through it. But like, if you watch Wentworth, you'll know what I'm talking about. I hate the storyline of Joan Ferguson because, you know, it's like she always wins. And I do not want the series to end. I mean, like, and Wentworth is one of those shows that will do the unpopular thing for great television. Like, they'll kill off their favorite character, and I have watched that show so many seasons where in the very last minute, Joan Ferguson somehow she comes up, she wins, you know? And I'm just like, if the show ends that way, I cannot, like, I will be so disappointed with the show. And I hope they know that, about not just about me, but about I think a lot of people will be. It's like, you wanted us to watch this show for years, and she's, you know, it's like, you're gonna let the villain win in the end, you know, kind of deal. I don't know. I heard this is like the bloodiest, deadliest season, though, of Wentworth. It's a hard show to watch, it really is, but it's fantastically done. The actresses on the show are just amazing. So, I'm sure that'll be coming out probably like in August, July or August usually, because it usually comes out, I think in Australia in like April. So then it comes out in the United States. Like, oh, but you know what? Like, I don't know as far as, like filming due to COVID. Like, maybe it'll be coming out like a year later. I don't know. I feel like I already saw the trailer for it though, so maybe it was already filmed before that. There was also a documentary I saw. Is there a TV show based on the movie The Purge? Do you guys know what channel that's on? I want to see that. So I started following that Blumhouse movies because I love all of those scary movies that are, you know, directed and were produced by Blumhouse. It looks like Blumhouse, but I think it's pronounced Blumhouse. And so I was like looking through their Twitter today, and they had like all of these shows they were talking about, and like they were like retweeting and talking about these shows that, you know, for like that, just like on their thread from like the last couple weeks. And I was like, I haven't heard of any of these shows. I think that might have been where I heard about that show with Ethan Hawke. I was like, I haven't heard of any of these shows though, you know? I was like, I need to read about some of these shows. It is so cold in here all of a sudden. I probably don't need the air on. It dropped to 55 degrees. What was it? 58, 57 when I got in the car. Yeah, I just drove around today, and I didn't listen to my audiobook much today. I just listened to I mostly listened to music, and I got a coffee, and I ran and did errands, and I talked on the phone, and then I got home, and I hung out with Alex. And we put Melissa's present together, and then we got ready, and it was just fun. It was just a nice, you know, Saturday. And then tomorrow we are going to brunch, because, you know, we always do. And then I have a True Crime Book Club at 4 o'clock is the live stream for Elon Green's Last Call. I'm really excited about the book club tomorrow. I love when we do our live book clubs. It's so much fun. So I'll get done with brunch, and then I'll call Mel, and she and I will talk for a little bit, and then I'll come home and get ready for the book club. And by get ready, I mean like throw on a hat and get my computer together and all that kind of stuff, and then, you know, wait for it to turn 4 o'clock. And I don't know, I haven't decided if I'm gonna make any videos or not tomorrow. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling after the book club. If the book club goes late, I probably might not. And if the book club, I have to get up early on Monday because my literature group is meeting early. We usually start the literature meeting at 8, But we're meeting between like 6:30 and 7, which means I have to leave my house at like 6, which means I have to start getting ready at like 5:30 on Monday, which means to film videos, I'm gonna have to get up early, because I'm usually like filming videos at 5:30, you know? So I'm gonna have to get up early on Monday, and get started early, which is fine. So I may just, well, we'll just see how I feel tomorrow, you know? Once I start making videos, like, I just don't like to stop. Like, then I'm like, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. I actually had a video for my Peter Does Stuff channel that I was going to put up today, but then it just got running so late. Yeah. Oh. It's like super still out tonight, and I know it's like, well, we left their house about like right at 1 o'clock, and then I came home and I took my jeans off, and I have sweat shorts on, and I put on sweat shorts, and I hung out in the bed with Boo Radley and Tucker for a little bit. Tucker was sitting there playing with his rawhide thing that he can't bite through, but he just sits there and plays with it forever. It's so cute. And Boo Radley was giving us kisses, and I was doing Boo Radley's voices. Our friends Aaron and Eric rescued a dog that's 2 years old and has one eye. Isn't that sweet? And I think all 3 of their dogs are like rescue dogs. And so anyway, Melissa, like, all of us are really into like the whole rescue thing, and Melissa was showing me this site where like they had a lot of dogs that need to be rescued, and she was like, they just posted a Chihuahua on there, and I was looking at this picture of this little female Chihuahua. She was so cute, and Melissa was like, when are you guys gonna get a dog, you know? Alex didn't say anything. He got real quiet. We talk about it, but it's still so hard for Alex to talk about like the future of getting a dog or whatever with like, I mean, all of the pee-pee stuff just like comes into his head like immediately, you know? And so I was telling Melissa, I said, you know, I think Tucker would be okay if we brought in a puppy, but I don't think I don't know that Boo Radley would understand it. I would be a little worried about it. He's like, when people come over to our house, Boo Radley is super, super clingy to us. Like he needs to be held like a baby. Like, he gets very nervous, and he just like immediately comes and like, I mean, he's friendly, but like he immediately comes and like jumps up. He usually jumps up on me, because Alex is like talking to people and whatever, like if his family comes over, and then like I'll just hold Boo Radley, you know, because he just wants to be held like the whole time. I have a feeling it would be similar to that, because like when Sarah brings her dog over, because Sarah will bring her dog over from time to time, like Boo Radley is fine with her, like, I mean, and she's a really super lovely, well-behaved dog, and like Tucker and her like kind of chase each other around and stuff like that, and we have other friends, you know, that bring their, you know, dogs over when they're just like driving or stopping by or whatever, but Boo Radley doesn't, I wouldn't say scared necessarily, he just doesn't know what to make of it, and so he kind of just looks at me like, Dad, like, what do I do? Like, and like, he's like, if I'm sitting in a chair, he's like, he's standing up, like with his paws on me the whole time, you know? And it makes me kind of sad. Like, I don't think Boo Radley really understands it. Like, I don't think he understands the concept of like, you know, because for so long it was just he and Tucker and Pee-Pee. I don't think he really understands the other concept of like other dogs and stuff like that. And like even like walking him and stuff, like when other dogs come around, like Boo Radley, he kind of like backs up, like hides kind of behind us. My fear is bringing another dog into that, you know, that I wouldn't like as, I mean, Boo Radley's an older dog, he's 12. I don't want him to like, you know, be confused or sad. And then again, you know, to have like Tucker and this new dog be like best friends, and then like Boo Radley is isolated from that, when Boo Radley and Tucker are getting along so well right now. You know, they just are, they're just best buddies, they're best friends, they run around and, you know, they follow each other everywhere, and they're just hilarious. And so I think we probably made a pretty solid decision that we won't get another dog until Boo and Tucker are gone, or at least one of them are. And I hope that that's not anytime, anywhere in the near future, you know. You know, the vet says that they're very healthy, so hopefully they'll be around for a long time. And I'm not in any rush to get another puppy right now. You know, that's like a lot of work. Our neighbors, they got a new puppy, what, a year and a half ago, and it's a lot of work. I mean, they were in training. They had a trainer for a while that they went to, like, and he's pretty, I mean, he's what do you call it? A Basset Hound Dachshund mix or something. So, I mean, it's not like, I mean, he's just like, you know, I mean, when you see him like in cartoons and stuff like that. But like, he sits and heels and all that kind of stuff. They have him all like really well trained, and my neighbor walks him like 50 times a day. But that's a lot of work to train a puppy, you know, it's a lot of work. I miss little Pee-Pee though. That little dog had so much personality, I'll tell you, for such a small dog, you know, and he would just sit there. I mean, sometimes it was so funny because I'd be like, you know, getting the filming stuff out, and Pee-Pee would go and just sit like right in the chair. You know, I'd bring out the ring light and the camera and the fans and the lip gloss, and he'd just sit there and he'd jump up in the chair like, okay, I'm ready, Dad, are we making some videos? You know? And it was such the sweetest thing. I love that little dog so much. It was my best friend. Everybody is getting their yards so nice for summer. Tanya got this a new canopy and then a rug at Walmart the other day. We had to carry that whole thing out through Walmart. I was like, Tanya, I don't think that thing's gonna fit in my car. She was like, it's gonna fit, don't worry about it. Oh my God, Miss Tanya Jean and I, we have had some adventures in our lives. I will tell you that. In the 24 years that we have been friends, just in the same 5-mile radius, we have had some crazy adventures. That's for real sure. That's for real sure. That's for damn sure. This is like this horse farm over here. It's like not even like on a lot of land. It's just like between two houses, and they have these horses out there. And the horses are out there at night. I don't know why that freaks me out, but it just does. Is that weird to anybody else, or is it just me? Or is it just me? Okay. Just me, just the two of us. What was I gonna look up? Oh, those shows. Yeah, but everybody's getting like their patios and their yards and everything nice for this summer. I think what's interesting is going to like the garden shops and stuff like that. There are definitely a lot more options as far as plants and stuff. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but so the house that I grew up in, if you've watched my vlog for a while, I've gone by there a couple times, but in the front we have this brick, what do you call it, sidewalk that went up to the front of the house. And then my mom wanted it like this. She'd seen this house. It was like this, what would she say? It was like this house in the Cotswolds. It was like a French farmhouse, but that was in the Cotswolds. She had like 2 pictures of 2 different houses that really didn't look anything alike, but she wanted this house. So anyway, we had this like red brick. So the house that I lived in was red brick, but painted white. And then my dad actually went out there and he chipped the white paint off, pieces of it, so that you could see. This was before we moved in. So it was, the whole house was white brick painted, but then you could see the red brick coming through because they wanted that effect. And then they built, or they had ivy, and the house had ivy that grew over it. So the entire front of the house is, well, I don't know if it still is, I can't remember, but when I lived in it, it was all covered in ivy, the whole front, first half of the house. It was very cool. I mean, people would like come by, and my mom used to get letters all the time in her mailbox that would say, if you want to sell your house, we'll buy it from you tomorrow, because it was such a unique house. It was really, really cool. I loved that house growing up in it. It was a scary house, though. It was a very scary house. And I don't know why I wasn't more scared growing up in that house, but it was a scary house to grow up in. Because it was like, you know, wood floors, and this was when people didn't have wood floors in their house unless their houses were like really old, and slate floors, French doors. You know, there weren't a lot of locks on the doors. It just was like, everything was like supposed to look old, and so it had a very old feeling in it. Did you guys see the ad for this is totally on a side note, but did you see the ad for the new Conjuring movie? Okay, that looks really scary. Alex loves those Conjuring movies, but I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, it looks really scary. It's supposed to come out like June 2nd or something, which is my mom's sobriety birthday. That's so weird. But anyway, I don't know if it's June 2nd, like June 14th. I have no idea. But anyway, so this is such a long story for all I was going to say was about my mom and the plants in the summer and the fall. So anyway, there was a red brick sidewalk that came up, and to the left, well, to the right were crabapple trees. There was like a little area of 3 crabapple trees, and then to the left was this huge beech tree that we had. And then you came up, and we had boxwoods on the right and on the left, and the right, that were like squared off. That was like, they looked very English. And then it was a brick courtyard that was like square and was like built in. And then it was just like 3 steps up to our front door. And then on either side of the door were like 2 crabapple trees. And, well, 3 on the left-hand side because that was where the garage was, but 1 on either side of the window. But my mom, I was just thinking about this, like my mom loved plants, and she was so good at keeping plants alive. Like we had this fern in our porch, which was like an inside room, for years, and this fern just stayed alive forever and ever and ever. But I remember my mom, like in the summer, red geraniums, that's all she bought. Red geraniums, a pot on one side and a pot on the other side. That was it. That's all she ever bought. And then in the fall, yellow mums, 1 on one side, 1 on the other side. That's all she ever bought. And isn't that so funny? Like, and I can remember my mom like really taking care of those plants. Like a trick that, yet again, I started telling a whole other story and about a friend of mine. So anyway, but my mom had this trick that she did, and she would, and that's why I ran into this whole story, because I was talking about my mom not liking to buy alcohol, which I totally understand as a person in recovery. And so she had this trick for mums, though, that if you put 1 beer a week in a mum, that they would just like flourish and flourish and flourish and grow and grow. I think it has something to do with the yeast in them. I'm not sure. The yeast in the beer. But my mom, I mean, her mums were gorgeous every year, ginormous. And she'd say, it's the beer. That's how she read it in some article, I don't know. But she was always so excited. She's like, it's the beer, that's what it is. I'm like, okay. That's so funny. I miss my mom. In small little ways, it's weird, like this week. And maybe it's because she passed, you know. And this is the week that she passed. Melissa said something to me about it tonight. What'd she say? I said something about the other day. And she was like, that was the day that your mom passed, right? And I was like, yep. I sometimes wonder, like, what my mom would be like now, you know? So she passed away when she was 64. 13 years ago. So what, 74? She'd be 77 right now. I mean, I wonder what my mom would be like if she was 77 and like somewhat healthy. You know, oh my gosh, this camera. Why is it doing this tonight? Sometimes when I stare right at it, it stops. But it's not doing that tonight. This camera has given me hell all night long. Stories about people that I shouldn't be talking about, that going out of focus, and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, yeah, I kind of wonder sometimes what my mom would be like, you know, at, what would that be, 77 years old. I don't know. I was like, what is this person doing walking over here? And this person is like walking and they're like throwing their arms up in the air screaming and stuff like that. And then I saw these people like running over here. It's like kids or something at 2:58 in the morning. Oh my Lord. Okay, these are the shows. Them, Cruel Summer, The Good Lord Bird. That's what it's called. The Purge, Son of Sam. Fall River is another one. Have you guys heard of this show? The Woman in the Window. And then everybody this week is talking about Handmaid's Tale. I feel like everybody that I have talked to is talking about Handmaid's Tale. Alex and I watched, I haven't drank one bit of this. Alex and I watched that first season of Handmaid's Tale because we wanted to watch a show together during the lockdown, and sure enough, I'm surprised in the city of Noblesville no police have come along and been like, what are y'all doing out here this late at night? I mean, on the city of Noblesville, there's like a police officer every other corner. Alex and I wanted to watch a show together during the lockdown, so we picked Handmaid's Tale. And then we were going to finish the other one with Reese Witherspoon, which was the book that I read, which I can't remember what it's called. I read The Handmaid's Tale first, and then we were going to watch the show, which I have The Testaments. Is that what it's called? Which is Margaret Atwood's book that follows up The Handmaid's Tale that just came out. Was that when we started it? Did we start it during the lockdown? Maybe it wasn't during lockdown that we were going to watch it. I'm almost positive that it was. Because Alex and I then were going to watch that. Oh, it's that author Celeste. I can't think of her name. Something to do with a fire in the neighborhood or something like that. It's about a house that catches on fire. It begins and ends with that. And the woman that works for her. And Reese Witherspoon plays the mom of the family. Anyway, I wasn't real impressed with that book. Everybody like that just went on and on and on about that book. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the greatest book in the entire world. I wasn't like that blown away by it. Nothing like Grady Hendrix, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. That book was like phenomenal. It was so well done. That whole time that I just like sat in the car and did vlogs in the driveway, I loved all of that. And then I would like listen to audiobooks and I'd play Words with Friends late at night. That was that was a fun period. Like I really enjoyed that. I know this is going to sound crazy because people are like, well, you go out and you do a lot, or you go here and you go there, and you and Alex travel a lot, and we do, and I love to travel, and I love to, go out and run errands. I mean, I really do like to run errands and do that kind of stuff. I know it sounds cheesy, but the reality is, there is such a huge part of me that is such a homebody that if I never left my house again, I would be completely fine. I mean, if for some reason we could never leave our house again and we had to order all of our groceries in, and I would be completely fine with that. Like, I almost got too comfortable because I can be a total isolator. It's like I almost got too comfortable, with it. like where I didn't want to talk to people, like, and stuff like that, which was why I will say at that time, you know, where I had read the article about, I think I read it on here, where it was like things to do, and it had suggested you have a support Network of people that you call on a regular basis, which I've kept up, you know, since we're out of lockdown. But yeah, that probably was one of the biggest things that helped me. I think if I didn't have that, and I told each person too, I said like, so I'm gonna call you every day, or I'm gonna call you every other day or third day or whatever. And people were really receptive to it. I mean, my friends and family were like, okay, I didn't have that many people. I had like maybe 4 people or 5 people on my everyday list, and then I had like maybe another 4 or 5 on my like every third day list, you know. And every person I told, I said, I'm doing this for, you know, for me, because I need to have a support network, but I also, you know, like, I think it would be great for us to do this. And everybody was like, oh, I think it's a great idea, I'm so glad, like, you know, whatever. And it really did help, but it really helped me get kind of out of my head a little bit. You know, I would call people, and maybe I was having a good day, maybe I had read a good book, maybe I was, you know, in a positive mood, but maybe they weren't. And so it was a good way for me to get out of myself and realize, you know what, Peter, it's not all about you. And you know, we're told in recovery that the best way to get out of ourselves is to do service for others. And I don't know, that like really helped during all of that, to like talk to other people and not isolate, you know, like, and reach out to people. And that was hard for me at first too. Like, I didn't want to do that. I mean, I can remember, like, to Tanya, it was easy to call Tanya and be like, hey, I'm going to call I mean, she knew I was going to call her every day anyway. But like a couple friends of mine on that list that were not people that I talked to on a regular basis, and I said, because I picked some people that I thought, you know, probably didn't have a lot of people calling them. And so like there was like 1 or 2 people on there that was kind of hard for me to say that to, because we don't talk on the phone all the time. But then we started talking on the phone all the time, you know, and talking about the silliest stuff, and you know, and it really helped to be part of that literature group as well. I'm just somebody that can by nature isolate. It's real dangerous for me. I've gone through periods in my life where I have, you know, I know it's strange. People are like, well, you make YouTube videos, you're talking to like, you know, all these people out there. And I'm like, okay, but I'm still like sitting in my house. I'm not going anywhere, right? Like, or I'm in my car, I'm not going anywhere. And it was funny because I was sitting there tonight, and they were playing that one video, and Melissa's niece, who's so sweet, so she's in college, and she was like, how do you just sit there and talk to that camera for so long? She was like, she's like, I can't believe that you can do that. And I said, probably because I don't have anybody else to talk to. You know what I mean? But that's the truth. It's like, I've got Tanya, I've got Valerie, I've got my husband, Melissa and Jason, you know, but like my sponsor. But I mean, how half of them are already so tired of hearing these stories 1,500 times, and probably the other half of you are tired of hearing these stories. You're like, we've heard all these stories, Peter, too. We're not even that, you know, close as your family is to you. So we're tired of hearing the stories too now, but you're all my family, and that is why you have to hear my stories, because you're all my family. And but no, it's been like, all of that's been good for me, because I'm somebody that could just be like, okay with just talking to Tanya, and, you know, like not going and doing anything. And there was a really big period of my life when I'd put on a lot of weight, and I mean, I wasn't nearly as heavy as I am now, and now I do more stuff, but like my social anxiety was already bad. And then on top of it, I had gained weight. And so I was super conscious of what everybody was saying about me if I went somewhere. Or even if they didn't say it, what they thought. And so I didn't want to be around people. And so like, I wouldn't go to anything. Do you guys remember me talking about this? I mean, I wouldn't have gone to the dinner tonight. I would have said, baby, you go, I'm not going to go. I mean, it got so bad that Alex was like, I don't care if you don't want to go. He was like, it hurts my feelings because I want to go with you as a couple. He was like, but I am not going to make excuses for you anymore. Like, if you're not going to go, you need to call them and tell them you're not going to go. And that did not get me to not go. That did get me to talk to Melissa and Aaron and open up to them about my social anxiety. That did help that, because I called Melissa, and it was about a Halloween party of Aaron's, and Melissa was like, well, babe, you'll know some of these people here. I said I don't want to go. I just kept on saying it, and I was like really upset, and she didn't really understand it. I can't remember the conversation now, but anyway, finally I kind of broke down and I told her, and she was super supportive, and Aaron was too. And because I hadn't really told people, you know, before that I have this issue, and that it's scary for me to go places. It's scary for me to pick up a phone and call somebody I don't know, you know. I mean, people like always leave comments and they're like, well, why haven't you like called all these people for the landscaping? It's hard for me to do that. Like, I know that sounds corny, but it is. It's hard for me to pick up a phone and call somebody. I have to kind of like work myself up for that. I don't know if there's anybody else out there like that, but for me, it's like I have to kind of work myself up for that sometimes. And there are days that I wake up that I could call anybody in the world and I don't have a problem with it. And there are other days that I wake up and I just don't have it. I just do not have it in me, you know? And honest to God, YouTube has been the one thing that has helped the most with my social anxiety, because I put myself out there in videos and I talk and I share stories of my life and I joke and I laugh and I get to be myself. And I think the one thing that has really helped me recently is that I get to be exactly who I am, and people like me, you know, and people leave me the nicest comments and DMs and, you know, emails, and just flowing with love, you know, and just the nicest comments in the world you guys leave me. And so it's like it shifted from first being about, wow, I have an amazing life that I get to get up every single day and do something that I absolutely love because people are willing to watch my videos. And then it kind of shifted. And this is where, like, when you're learning a lesson gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So, like, I don't believe that people just look at something one time and they learn the lesson and they move on, right? Like, I don't believe that. I feel like, and now there have been moments where I have, like, become a changed person. When I walked into that hospital, my mother passed away, I walked out a changed person, period. But I do think that tragic events like that can have that happen to you. But I think other stuff in our life we have to look at, and slowly over time it changes, you know? And what I just realized, I would say, in the last 30 days was, and it was in a cameo that I was doing. I was doing a cameo for somebody, and I got it. And they were referencing Be Too Much, my sweatshirt. And I was like, it's not just the fact that I have a feeling, this battery is being weird tonight. I don't know why. Like, it hasn't started, but when it starts bleeping, it means that it's gonna die. And usually I have to pull in right up here. So I can't believe that it hasn't done that yet. Like, this feels like the farthest I've driven where I haven't had to, like, so I don't know. But anyway, in a long time at least, compared to where I started and I ended. But what I realized in the last 30 days was, it's amazing that people watch my videos and allow me to have a life beyond my wildest dreams, okay? Like, thank you for giving me that gift. I don't think people really understand that when you hit play, you know, you're allowing me to have this phenomenal life. Because if people weren't watching my videos, I wouldn't, you know? It just started dying. I'm gonna pull over before I get into this point and change this battery, which I should have sitting right out here. I do. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I thought I just had deleted all of what I had vlogged before. I was like, I better not have deleted all of that. Because I went in to see what time I started my vlog. Because I wanted to see how long I've been vlogging for, which is about, just about an hour. A little before, a little less. But what I was gonna say was, the thing that I've learned that has been so powerful for me in the last 30 days is that it's not just the fact that people watch my videos, which that's amazing as it's on its own, right? It's the fact that the more I am myself, the more I feel comfortable in my own skin, being goofy and silly and whatever. And people watch that and laugh and say, oh my God, Peter, I love you. Or thank you for getting me through these tough times. Or thank you for sharing this endearing story on your vlog. Or thank you for sharing about how you screwed up doing something in your life on your Peterisms channel. Whatever it is, you know, or thank you for just showing us your front patio in your house. Whatever it is that people, the air outside smells absolutely amazing right now. It smells like fresh cut grass. But I love that smell in the summer. It's the fact that I get to people like me for who I am, you know? Like, that's a pretty incredible thing. And I know there's people out there that don't like me. That's okay. I just saw this thing on Instagram the other night. I talked about this on my drama channel video today, that I saw this thing on Instagram and it said, not everybody's gonna like you. You don't even like everybody yourself, you know? And it's so true. It's like, it's okay if people don't like me. That ship sailed a long time ago, you know what I mean? If people want to consume themselves with disliking me, I guess that needs to be your life mission. It's not my life mission to obsess over it anymore. I like me, and I like those that like me, so, you know. But, I think that's such a cool thing that I get to, and I you know, it is sad that it took me till I was 48 years old to be able to be comfortable being who I am and realizing that people like me for that. But the flip side to that coin is that at least I got it by 48. You know what I mean? Like, I could say, oh, it's sad that it took me all this time, and I've said that before, but you know, the other side of that is, at least I got it. Because you know what? There are people out there that aren't getting it. There are people out there that they won't get it at 58 or 68 or 78. They'll never get it, right? They'll never in their life be able to. I just had this hit me. I was like, when I was counting that down, I was like, I'm going to be 78 in 30 years. Oh my God. So 30 years ago, I was in high school. 30 years from now, I'm going to be my dad's age, or what my mom would be. But you know, don't wait. Don't wait. I don't care if you're 20 or if you're 100. Don't wait anymore. You know, be yourself, be too much. Fall in love with that person. You know, fall in love with, you know, I was telling Melissa's niece tonight, I said, listen, I think she's 20. She was saying she wanted to, I think, what did she say? She was joking about veneers or something. Beautiful young lady. Smart. So smart. And just really absolutely polite and cool, and is able to sit at a dinner table with adults and participate in the conversation, you know, and just really just an amazing young lady. And I said to her, I said, don't play into the lie. I said, don't start fixating on all of these things that are wrong when there are so many things that are right with your life that you have going for you, and you've worked very hard on your grades, and you are just such a polite young lady, and you are, you know, just a pleasure to be around. She's just such, amazing young lady. And you know, she looked at me and she stopped with, you know, and she said, thank you, I appreciate that. And I said, I'm serious, you know, and I think it's the same with me. It's like when Karen said to me, you know, something on the phone, and then somebody commented on my vlog about Peter, stop being so self-deprecating. I don't want to be self-deprecating anymore. I don't want to put myself down about things. And I think if I'm going to put myself down about things that I can change, either change them or shut up, number one. Number two, there are things in my life that I'm not going to be able to change. You know what I mean? But I can work on them, and I can work on being the best version of myself, but I don't need to become fixated on those things. I don't want to become fixated on those things. I want to be able to enjoy my life fully for, you know, as however long I have left on this planet. And I want other people to as well, you know, instead of putting ourselves down. And I think I, for so long, put myself down, because if I put myself down first, then I beat you to it. And then I'm part of the joke. I'm not like, I'm not the joke, but I'm on the ha-ha end of it too. So you can't laugh at me because I'm laughing at me first. I really think that is a lot of what it was a controlling of the pain kind of thing, you know? Well, I'm nobody's joke today. You know, I'm nobody's joke. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I've worked real hard to get to where I'm at in my life today. You know, I've worked real hard to have the relationships that I have and the people in my life. And I love where I'm at in my life today. I love my life, you know? And I want to say that as an example to other people, to be able to say, I love my life too, you know? I love my little front porch that I've made, or my brand new sheets that I bought from Target, you know, or whatever. Like, we don't have to live lives of extravagance to have amazing lives beyond belief, you know? You can have a 400 square foot apartment and make it the most magically ideal place in the entire world that you just love coming home to every single day. You can, you know? Life is a really cool thing, and it depends on, you know, perspective is, we talk a lot about perspective and recovery, and perspective is such a huge thing, you know. It's like, how do you choose to look at your life? You know, do you look at it from a self-deprecating point of view and being negative about things? Because really, you know, I talk a lot about positivity, but isn't self-deprecation a form of negativity? I believe that it is, and I don't want to be negative, you know? I want to be positive. So, or do you choose to look at the world through gratitude and happiness and positivity? That's how I want to look at it. And that's, you know, like, that's hard for me sometimes. I have to work at that. Like, I don't wake up every single day and I'm just like, la da 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 da. I mean, it's work for me some days, you know? It really is. You know, some days I walk into that bathroom and I look in the mirror and I think, man, like, what happened, you know? And then I catch myself and I think, but you're still here. And you're still walking. You're still able to see, and you're still able to sing and talk, you know? And there's so many things that I have to be grateful for in my life today. So, I haven't said this in a while. I say it at the end of my videos a lot, that if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. So I'm going to say, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. But I just want to say I really, really appreciate you guys. I don't even know how to say thank you to somebody that has given me a life. I mean, how do you... I wake up every day and I just can't even believe that this is my life. It really is surreal. How do you say thank you for that? I don't know how to say thank you for that. But I do want to say thank you. And I love you guys, and I hope that you're having a magically amazing weekend. Be kind to one another, love one another. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!